everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. This is always my favorite. I love all the questions, so I can't wait to see what we got today. Here we go. Question number 1. Where did you get your cross necklace? I've been searching for one for years. Well, that's so nice. Well, I have a couple. So I have a gold cross necklace, and then I have 2 silver ones. One is bigger, one is smaller, and they all came from different places. I actually think Eric bought me the gold one. I bought myself the smaller silver one, and then the larger silver one was a gift. So I think you can kind of find it in any actually great jewelry store. Although I do know My Pillow, Mike Lindell, is always wearing his cross. I know he sells crosses as well. So I think it just depends what you want out there. But I like that you want to represent. I appreciate that. I'm not wearing it today. I'm wearing this little number here. But you know what? We throw it in, we mix it up. You got to show people where you stand. And I like that you're ready to do that. So I can ask Eric Trump if you want where he got my cross necklace and report back on that for you. All right, next question. You should run for governor of North Carolina. I think you would be a top-notch governor. Thank you very much. Well, ironically, your current governor, I think, is going to run for United States Senate, Roy Cooper. He's a Democrat. It's no good. We're going to have to make sure that that doesn't happen. You've had Republican representation in the Senate for quite some time now in North Carolina. So I just want to throw that out there. Make sure you spread the word to everyone about that. But thank you for saying that. That's so nice. North Carolina is my home state. I absolutely love it. Pretty much all of my family is back in North Carolina now. And my hometown of Wrightsville Beach or Wilmington or Ivanhoe, which is where my mom grew up. If you know where Ivanhoe is, it's in Sampson County, North Carolina. That's right. It would be an honor, but I don't right now live in North Carolina. So thank you for that. Now, Eric Trump does know that if there's ever a place we're going to possibly buy another home, he knows exactly where it is. It's North Carolina. And it's funny because my mom, every now and again, will find a house that goes up for sale very close to them. There was one in my parents' neighborhood. You could look at their house from this house that came up fairly recently, and she let me know about it. And, so that's not out of the question. You never know what could happen in life. So perhaps one day that would be something that I would like to do, although I would have to look up how long you have to be back as a full-time resident in the state in order to run, because I know Florida is 7 years. I don't know how many are that, require you to be in state and a resident for that long. 7 years in the state of Florida. So North Carolina, I don't know. I'm guessing it could be a year or two you have to be there. So maybe that's one day, but it's probably not today. But thank you. I appreciate that. Nothing would honor me more. Next question. What is one of the coolest things about flying in Air Force One that most people don't know about? Well, it's just awesome. It's Air Force One. Like, are you kidding? Who gets to say they get to go on this incredible aircraft? God, there's so much. First of all, the way it's all laid out so that the president has his own quarters, with a bedroom, a bathroom, an office. You've probably seen the office in, news clips because he'll let the press in there. It's crazy. By the way, whenever he's like, all right, let them in, let the animals in, you barely have room to breathe in there because there are probably like 40 people crammed in there, with cameras, with the recording devices, with microphones, with notepads, all the things just like shoved in his face. And it's a tight enough spot. It gets very warm with all those people in there. But, that's very cool. Then there's sort of like there's several smaller rooms for people to meet. There's sort of like a conference room where you have a lot of, cabinet members or dignitaries or whoever might be flying with the president at the time where they can sit if they need a meeting space. But I think the coolest part is the food. You go on airplanes and you expect a certain kind of quality of food, even like you're in first class, whatever. It's airplane food. It is not airplane food on Air Force One. They have a full kitchen, a full staff in that kitchen. And, they have a menu that they say, oh, would you like this? This is what we're preparing tonight. if you don't want that, they're going to be able to get you something else. Whenever we went down, or actually up at this point, we went up to Daytona with my father-in-law for the Daytona 500. You probably remember the famous photo of my daughter standing alongside of him whenever he walked out in front of the whole crowd there. We were on the way either down, it was one of the directions, either there or back with him. And, you know, they kind of had adult food on there. My kids weren't like really vibing with it. And so they were like, oh, well, would you like this, that, or the other? Because we could also make that. Yeah, they're pretty amazing. So I would say that is a huge perk of Air Force One. And it's just so iconic, you know, to walk out the door that the president does and stand there and look at the steps. Like, you think about how much history has been made walking out that door, landing in different countries, you know, negotiating deals, bringing peace places. I mean, I just think about all the history with that particular plane. It's pretty amazing. And I think the beauty of what I think is going to happen is that we should see under this president, which is just even more reason it's so sweet that he's president now and so much better than had he had 2 consecutive terms in office. He's going to get to have his, you know, shot on the new Air Force One, which he never would have had he won, I'll put that in air quotes, in 2020, because we all know he did. But had that all played out differently and had he gotten 2 consecutive terms in the White House, he never would have had the opportunity to fly in the new Air Force One. Think about the fact that you also have the Olympics that will be during his term in office now that he's back in the White House. There's so many great reasons why this was the time for him to be there. I absolutely love it. America's 250th birthday. Who better to have there than President Donald Trump? It's amazing. So I got off on a tangent, but Air Force One is incredible. I pinch myself every time I get to go on there. It's one of the coolest things ever. A major retail chain just canceled a massive order, leaving MyPillow with an overstock of classic MyPillows. So now it's your gain. For a limited time, MyPillow is offering their entire classic collection at true wholesale prices. Get a standard MyPillow for just $19.98. Want more? Upgrade to queen size for only $24.98 or king size for $29.98. Snag body pillows for $39.98 and versatile multi-use pillows for just $12.98. Visit mypillow.com and use promo code TRUMP or call 800-624-3945 to score these amazing deals. Plus, when your order totals $75 or more, you'll receive $100 in free digital gifts. No strings attached. That's right, premium pillows at unbeatable prices and bonus gifts to top it off. Don't wait. Head to mypillow.com or call 800-624-3945 now. And don't forget to use promo code TRUMP to grab your standard MyPillow for just $19.98 while supplies last. Okay, next question. I'm genuinely excited about the Lara Trump collection and was wondering if there are any plans to launch a performance line specifically for marathoners and triathletes. Thank you. So this is my kind of fitness clothing line that I started. I launched it back in November, so a little less than a year, but it's been really fun. I mean, anyone who knows me knows working out is a part of my life. I'm, you know, it's hopefully never going anywhere. It's something I do every day. And, you know, I've always thought about doing this, starting a clothing line to go along with it. But it kind of scared me, which is probably most of the reason that I actually was like, I'm just going to do it. But it's been really fun. LaraTrump.com if you're interested in what we have available. We have new stuff coming out right now. We're kind of like every week dropping something new, so stay tuned. Now, whether or not I will have triathlon or marathon gear, that's a good question. I have thought about it because, you know, I do a lot of bike rides. I wear like my tri-suit usually when I'm out on a bike ride. It would be a pretty solid place to represent. So maybe that's to come. Although I'll tell you what I think is to come first. There are a lot of men who have said like, well, what about us? Because it's all for women right now. And my daughter was like, well, Mom, how do I wear this? I want to match you in your outfit. So I'm working on matching like children's, you know, things to go with the women's wear I have, as well as some things for the guys. I'm not leaving you out, guys. So maybe the marathon triathlon gear will come later, but stay tuned for that. Everything, by the way, manufactured right here in the United States, in Los Angeles, California. by American workers. And by the way, the tariffs don't impact any of that. So I'm passing the benefit on to, of course, all of you. So thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, final question. What do you tell the kids when/if they're Secret Service agents lingering around, or do they just not notice? No, they notice. They notice. They were so young during the first term. I mean, both my kids were born during my father-in-law's first term in office. So what was kind of amazing is that I went into the hospital to deliver these kids, and we went in with a certain number of Secret Service agents, and we came out with double that because there was another protectee who had been born. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So that was the first term. So, I mean, they were so young. Of course, they didn't notice then. They didn't really notice a whole lot. But this time around, they're aware of what's going on, and they actually are utilizing it as an excuse when I'm like, no, you can't go to the playground. You've got to have an adult with you. Like, I can't go right now. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. They're like, oh, well, Secret Service can walk with me. I'm like, hold on, these kids, they're beating me at this game, and I don't know if I like it. But no, I mean, everybody's great. Everybody hangs out, and it's nice. I'll say any parent out there knows that when you have an extra set of eyes on your child, that's a big win. I got kids, I got dogs, we got a whole lot going on at our house. So anytime somebody else can make sure that everybody is, staying safe and the right things are happening, I'm, as a parent, incredibly grateful for that. But no, the kids, I mean, I think they get it to a certain extent. They just know because grandpa's president, this is sort of normal for them. And we try to keep life as normal as possible at school, at camp right now during the summer. So I just try to treat them like every other kid, save for the fact that, yeah, there are people around, but that's okay. They're great people. We love it. All right, that's going to do it for us for this episode of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Send us more. Send us all the questions. Whatever you got, I'd love to try and answer it. You can post under this episode. You can go to any of our social media and send us a question there, and we will do our best. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow. And until next time, I'll see you back here for more of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning.